What's up, people? Mentality Focus podcast episode number 6. Let's get into it. So, today we're going to talk about something that's very very closely related to taking responsibility for your own actions, for your own results that you get out of life. And it's also very important to understand because what is very crucial, and also the reason that you always should take responsibility for your actions and for the situation that you end up in life, is because at the end of the day, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody, and that's because nobody cares as much about about you, yours, like in your situation, as you do yourself. Not even your parents, not your friends, not your colleagues. Nobody that is as close to you is going to care as much about your results as you are going to do yourself. And um, that's very when you realize when you come to that realization, it's a tough pill to swallow, because in that moment uh, you you can end up feeling like you're kind of alone. You're kind of alone, and you're in this fight, like, to build a better life for yourself. But like, basically, Nobody's along for the nobody's along for the ride with you. But that's only one side of the coin, because in the moment that you realize that nobody's going to save you, and nobody's going to do the work for you, that's also very liberating, because that in that moment everything is on you. That the moment that means that the moment something bad happens, it's your responsibility. But also the moment you create something magnificent, it's also totally on you. You can take all the credit for everything that you have built. And it's very important that in the moment that you realize that nobody's coming to save you, and nobody's coming to to help you to do the work for you, that uh, that you realize that it has to that there are two sides of there are two sides of this coin. So for me personally, I know that I need to do the work myself. I know that I need to work on myself every single day. And I mainly focus every single day upon the fact that, like months, weeks, months, years down the line, that I can take all the credit. I can look in the mirror. I say, like, I'm very proud because I achieved X, Y, Z, and I did all of that because I knew years ago that was going to do the work for me. Nobody's. Of course, they were going to. Of course, I had mentors. Of course, I had people that were going to help me, but ultimately, I took 100% responsibility because I knew that I had to do it myself, because nobody else was coming and just going to throw it in my lap. Because at the end, ultimately, everybody in this world, like all human beings, we're selfish by nature. The first thing we do in the morning when we wake up is we're thinking about ourselves. And during the day, people, they are very busy with themselves. They care about their own results, they care about what's going on in their lives, and such and such. So there's nobody. The people around you, they they primarily focus on them. Focus on themselves, and that's why they have no they have less time to focus on what you might be up to, let's say. So um it's that's why you should always focus on this, on getting the best results, getting the best result for yourself. But like, especially realize, like, don't count on people around you. Count first of all, on yourself. Like, what can I do to get today to get better? What can I do today? Don't focus on what can my siblings do for me, what can my friends do for me. First of all, ask yourself the question, what can I do to do better? And at that moment, in that moment when you focus on the right, you focus on the right, you have to focus in the right place, which is which which boils down to like focusing what you can do today to improve. Then life becomes very meaningful and life becomes very beautiful, because like I mentioned in the beginning, you know that in a couple years, a couple months, a couple years from now, you can look back and you can say with pride, like, I did it because I did the work and I put the focus on the right place. um, that's that's where your focus should be. Your focus should be on what your focus should be on. What's the most important? What's the biggest priority for me that I want to pursue my biggest goals, like 1, 2, 3. These ones I'm going to work on. I'm going to work on these ones like first today. I'm going to focus on them. If I have mentors, that's great. If I have help from people around me, fantastic. But you don't count on it. You focus on yourself. What can I do today? And then the next step is, of course, always realize that the best moment to start is always as soon as possible. As soon as possible, meaning right now, in this moment. Like as soon as you finish watching this video, okay, you take a pen and paper, you write down for yourself, like, what can I do? Like, what goals, what things do I want to achieve in my life? Like a couple weeks, couple months, couple years from like down the line. And then that's as soon as you have clarified what you want, you start breaking down your goals into simple steps, and then immediately start pursuing those steps, start working down the steps, and with it, and before you know it, you look back and you're like, wow, I did a lot of work, and I did it, like, mostly I did it by myself, and I did it for myself, because I knew that the I was very happy with the help from people around me, but if it wouldn't come, that was cool for me as well. I was going to do this anyway. So that's all that I have to say for today. So I want to wish you all the best. And the next episode, we're going to have a long format one where Alan is going to join us as well. So keep up for the next one. Peace.